What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to another episode of the Nonstop Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Those of you familiar with this brand of the show know we don't like to mince words, we like to jump straight in. So with that in mind, Rick, what are we doing today, buddy?
Steven Universe Future, Episode 9, Little Graduation. 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm so used to saying season.
I feel you, man, I feel you. Man, I just realised there was like a brief period of time where it's like, I'm not saying anything. It's the intro and there's nothing interesting to say about the intro.
Yeah. Now that you've seen some of the villains show up, are you paying a little bit more attention to the villain splash?
Oh, not even slightly. So is Steven 16 or 18? Because I thought you needed to be 18 to drive in the States.
16 to drive, 21 to drink.
Sure. Ah.
Whereas, hey, Lars is doing donuts again.
Well, no, not quite, innit? Holy fuck, she got buff.
Yeah.
They're so cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, Shep is a non-binary person.
Yep, fair do. Look at this. I could not imagine Lars taking this so well, like, 3 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
Those cake pops look delicious.
They do.
Red Dwarf Velvet Cake, that's a good one. Total Eclipse of the something, probably tart.
Sweet buns and eclairs, just $1 and $2. That's actually really reasonable.
Yeah, but it's quite clear that Lars is doing it for funsies.
Yeah.
So the graduating class at the moment is just the off-colours.
Pretty much.
Wait, is that a real thing that people do? I don't actually know if this is a thing Steven Universe is making up.
Apparently they do.
But I know about the tossing your hats in the air. I assume the one that was delayed was the future seeing one.
Pepper and Ashes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting such Karlak vibes.
Little bit.
I think it's the nose ring. Which I don't think Karlak even has, so I don't know why I'm making that connection.
I've seen a bunch of videos where she does. So obviously ones where it's been with a mod.
Might have been the beta maybe.
Or concept art that someone turned into a mod.
Mm-hmm. This is so fucking weird, isn't it? Like, I've never been in this scenario, but it gets depicted a lot. Of, like, someone else is making a thing out of something.
Assuming that you should, yeah.
Again, this is one of those things where Steven helped Lars grow, and I'm really happy that Lars hasn't regressed.
Yeah.
And obviously this has got the dual meaning of, like, Steven is, like, watching everyone else move on, and he doesn't know what he's going to do yet. Which is a bit of a theme so far, isn't it?
Except also he's... Oh, jacket for your phone. Got its own little phone.
I hate it.
Yeah, so Steven's basically out of touch with all of his human friends.
He has been focusing a lot on gym school, hasn't he?
Yeah. and, touring the universe doing anti-Empire gem things.
Yeah. Anti-colonization.
Mm.
I like how Lars has cotton on and he's like, oh, I don't know. That was so adorably pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that instrument? Is it just a fucking recorder but electronic?
It's like a flute guitar.
I don't know. The annoying thing is, I don't know fuck all about music, so I don't know if it's been made up or if it's a real thing you can get. Listen to this optimistic
it might be one of these
song,
where
man.
Mm-hmm. It might be one of those things where you kind of make your own voice and it just
that's usually a tube.
Modulates it. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually a tube that you just have in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that because Joe Perry used to use one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, he could just pop out his hair.
Mm.
Oh, he's going to go, oh no. Usually so far when he's done this, it's been for usually good reasons, but this one is pure selfishness.
Yeah, Steven's trauma bubble.
Then he killed Sadie and her, I don't know their name. Did they say they were Steph?
Shep.
Looks like he's trying to take a shit.
Making an old man face.
I'm waiting for the fucking not Sapphire to say, careful everybody, we're going to get bubbled.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm cringing inside, Rick. It's awful.
Yeah. And it's, everything's all because Steven hasn't kept in touch with his human friends.
Like, Lars is living his best life, and it looks like Sadie's about to take that step to living her best life. That there's no losers here.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, I'm a space pirate. What do you want from me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I saw that coming once he said claustrophobic, and it... Yeah, fair enough. I feel the worst for her, because she seems to have just been lumped in by accident.
Yeah.
I've forgotten her name. Is it Mimi or Kiki?
Yeah, there's Kiki and Coco. I think that one's Kiki.
Okay. Jesus, Lars! Oh, yeah.
Being dramatically dense. Man, ain't that real?
A little bit. I feel bad for Grandma Jem because she's feeling this the most right now. Oh my god, that animation I said not so long ago from fucking Wrath Club of Gale, that was the Gale's face. Baby hungry. Gale, I just fed you!
Boots come in pairs, can I have seconds?
What year is this?
It's all of
They
them.
got smartphones, but
The only
Stephen...
one-
Oh, right. Yep, sorry, just realised this car's got a cassette player, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Could you picture Lars from 3 seasons ago doing this?
no. And that's the point. Couple more minutes.
Like, he doesn't have to step back from Little Homeschool. He just has to... Well, not step back's the wrong word. He doesn't need to stop doing it altogether. He just needs to step back a little bit. It's one of those problems where some people who work can't stop working.
Yeah, it's like a real mental problem. Some people just define themselves by what they do.
Well, it's a bit different because I don't think Steven's doing that. I just think he thinks that if he stops, then everything's going to fall apart.
Yeah, he's got the good old martyr complex.
Again, I think that's the wrong word here.
Well, a savior complex more than a martyr complex.
Yeah, that works a bit more. Yeah. Given the episode title, Rick, that was a bit more of a heavy episode than I was expecting. So, what did you think?
Yeah, it was a bit of a downer of an episode. Like, maybe it kind of needed to happen to show kids who are growing up that it's okay to grow up. Like, it's more of a lesson episode, but not as preachy as it could have been.
I mean, just think about the target audience, Rick, because assuming you watch Steven Universe at the target demographic age, then by the time Steven Future comes around, you're probably approaching graduation if you haven't graduated already. And it's a very real problem that people face, that once they leave their college or university or just straight up secondary school, you end up in different places to your mates. And granted, it's easier to keep in contact now because of the internet and whatnot, but like, it's still like, you need to find a new friend group, essentially. You need to find something you enjoy doing, because that's really the only way you're going to meet people as an adult, is by going to things that you enjoy doing and meeting other people who enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Steven's clearly lacking that right now, because the only motivation he has in life is Little Homeschool.
He's done the decolonization bit. He's got a line drawn under that, and he doesn't know what to do apart from this, and it's hitting him pretty hard. You asked me, I'll ask you, but we kind of talked about it. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It's a bit weird being introduced to a character who I suspect is not going to show up again this late in the game.
No.
It also kind of makes a weird sense, considering one of the points is that Steven hasn't kept in touch, so he doesn't know anything that's been going on. But yeah, I thought it was a well done episode, I'll put it that way.
It kind of hit hard when you realise, yeah, it's actually because Steven hasn't been the best friend recently.
Okay, granted we didn't get to see the specific scenario, but it is a two-way street, that sort of thing. It's always annoyed me a bit when someone straight up just goes, you've not been a good friend, you've not been speaking to me, you've not been approaching me, you've not been doing this. And there's always the vice versa of, usually it also goes, yeah, but you haven't either.
Yeah.
Perhaps getting a bit too real, so we won't go down that road. Rec, favourite moment?
It's the one that you pointed out when it happened, of when Steven gave Lars a hug and Lars was fine with it. Like, that was just, it was a culmination of all the emotional heaviness just being released. And that we even just said, can you imagine Lars of 3 seasons ago doing this and accepting it? And yeah, the answer is very much no.
It's also a step above that though, Rick, because it wasn't just Lars accepting it, Lars initiated it.
Yeah. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
It's hard to pinpoint the exact moment, but I'll put it to this one, where they're in the bubble and Steven's like, you two haven't spoken to each other, and Lars and Sadie are like, no, we had this conversation like adults ages ago, of just like,
yeah,
I still care about Sadie, but just not in a romantic sense, and the Sadie is like, I still care about Lars, but we don't want to go out with each other.
Yeah, they're just not right for each other.
Like, which is a very mature standpoint to have. There's people I know who are in their like fucking late 30s who don't understand that you can like someone a lot but not want to go out with them.
Yeah, totally.
Let's get to the all-important part that adds to our MVP board, Rick.
Mine today is going to be Lars. He's a very good bastion of maturity in this, and Basically, I think he had more of a presence in the episode in terms of what Steven needed to hear than Sadie or Shep. So, yeah, I'm giving it to Lars. Who's going to be your MVP?
I want to agree with you entirely. However, I feel like we need to split the difference. So I'll give it to Sadie, because while she was a smaller part of the episode, I think she was no less mature and helped when Steven was going through his little meltdown. That being said, I kind of agree with you to an extent. I think Lars definitely deserves the nod. Sadie really did do a lot there. I keep wanting to call him Steph, but I know I'm wrong. It's Shep, right?
Yeah, Shep.
Yeah, Shep did their part. Again, it feels really obvious that character's not showing up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to a close today, guys. Thanks for joining us as always. And yeah, join us again next week for more Steven Universe of the Future.
Bye.